So, Brian, we've just had confirmation from the EFL that the transfer window dates have now been confirmed.
Yeah, we can now sign out-of-contract players from the 17th of July, which is this Friday. And also the international transfer window will open the 27th of July for anybody coming in cross-border. Because the Premier League and Championship are still playing, there's not much we can do about those players just now, for example. But at least then the window is now open, or will be open come Friday. If there were any out-of-contract players that Sam was of interest to, then we can at least then sign them after Friday and start hopefully build the squad again.
And as regards dates for the start of the season officially, have we got any more news on that?
Yeah, last week the EFL sent all the clubs a survey out to see what their preference was between the 29th of August or the 12th of September. Our opinion was the 12th of September made more common sense. The EFL are currently working with government just now to try and get a reduced capacity potentially in for the start of the season. So from our point of view, I think the most important thing was to try and delay the start of the season as long as possible in the hope that we can get some form of crowds in from the start of the season. In League One and League Two, we rely on match day income far more than the Championship and the Premier League because they get vast sums of money for broadcast rights, whereas the money that's trickled down to the League One and League Two is much smaller, obviously. So, match day income is a far higher percentage of clubs' turnover. My understanding is that the majority of the clubs were preference was the 12th of September. However, they had hoped to be able to get that ratified and announced this week potentially. But because the Premier League have now delayed their announcement of when their start date is, that's then delayed the EFL being able to make a decision and putting something out for ourselves. And that's purely caused by the Carabao Cup, because our fixture list in the EFL relies on the Carabao Cup dates, being worked in conjunction with the Premier League at the same time.
And finally, the early bird offer is coming to an end at midnight tonight. We had a great turnout of fans willing to put some money forward towards the club.
Yeah. I mean, we're obviously now about 2,250 fans. You can see that the numbers have gradually gone up, and I think in the last week or two, it's certainly increased. It's been a difficult one because we have extended the deadline. I think it's 4 times we've now extended it to the 15th of July. But we have to draw a line at some point, and I think also in our heads we have to be fair to those who committed to the club back in March to get the early bird offer, which is now 4 months ago. And by extending each time, we have to be aware that they committed 4 months ago. So it's only fair on them that we have to draw a line on the early bird. So the early bird will finish tonight at midnight, as you say, Matt, and hopefully a few more will come in. Obviously, with the latest. We're hearing, with reduced crowds from that point of view, if that can be put in place, then there is a possibility that, priority will be given to season ticket holders should we be allowed some form of reduced capacity at the start of the season. So there's an added benefit of being a season ticket holder this season.
Thank you, Brian.